Justice Reform Coalition. Placer County protest speech.
We call this our Placer County scam. Complaints about the corruption in the justice system in this country abound and are on the increase. California is a poster child for this corruption. Collusion, cronyism, bias, and official misconduct are at the heart of a system of injustice which is money-driven instead of being driven by the goal of equal rights and justice for all. This is why we have filed complaints with the U.S. DOJ and have begun to put together reports on the corruption in Yolo, Placer, El Dorado, and Sacramento counties to deliver to the DOJ so the feds have the information and impetus to investigate and hopefully begin prosecuting these officials gone wild.
Yeah.
The Justice Reform Coalition was formed to fight this corruption and to advocate for and assist those who become victims of this tyranny and abuse gone wild. We especially work with persons who are in propria persona parties to help them prepare their cases and paperwork. We have investigators who investigate and review cases to decide when there's reason to advocate and to check the facts of each situation that comes to us. We have a team of renowned attorneys who advise us and go over filings, pleadings, briefs, and causes of action. In the course of this advocacy, we deal with judges, attorneys, law enforcement, public and private officials and groups. Judges rule their courtrooms as private fiefdoms, doing as they please, disregarding their judicial canons of conduct, imposing their personal bias, and usurping the power and authority of the jury by limiting who is on the jury, giving inappropriate instructions to the jury, not allowing defenses to present key evidence, and allowing prosecutors to bring up whatever they want to influence convictions and sentencing. Placer County is right at the top of this heap of corruption. The good old boy system is alive and well in Placer County. As we see with the case of Judge O'Flaherty, who, in addition to this recent conviction by the Commission on Judicial Performance, has multiple DUI convictions and an obvious alcohol problem, but is still allowed to sit on the bench and pass judgments on others.
That's not right.
That's not right.
That's not right.
The JRC has received many, many complaints from people victimized by the Placer County system of injustice. At the heart of these complaints is the private public defender office of Richard Ciummo. As a contracted public defender, their bottom line is profit, not the defense of their charges. So cases go improperly defended and investigated. Defendants are pressed to plead rather than go to trial. There is even less incentive to oppose wrongdoings by the district attorney because the public defender contract needs DA approval also. The county has shirked its responsibility for providing competent legal defense for the poor and indigent by hiring a contractor based on the lowest bid, not their ability to effectively handle the office of public defender. Ciummo Associates are always used as the illustration for why private firms should not be allowed to be the public defender. A recent article in the Fresno Bee addresses the situation, and Ciummo's group was cited. Ineffectual counsel, failure to investigate, negligence, and improper conduct toward their chargers are some of the main complaints against Ciummo. Our investigations corroborate these complaints, which is one of the reasons the JRC stands ready today to expose the corruption and the Placer County scam that plagues and belittles our legal system. Now, this is the beginning of our campaign in Placer County. We plan to convene a private grand jury under the RICO Act and the auspices of the private attorney general provisions of the law to open public investigations and take public testimony to be used to bring lawsuits to address this problem. Now, we also have an enormous, enormous problem with the family court system, which exists not only here, but in all the other counties. But some of the most blatant wrongdoings of any of them we see here in Placer County. Yeah. And it's time to stop. It has to stop. And so we begin here today to put a stop to it. Now, I know a lot of people, we're not as many of us that were supposed to be here today. And the next time, we got to make sure that those people show up. And we're going to stay for a while so that they know we've been here. And we're going to continue to do this. We're going to continue to operate our court watch units, and we're going to try to spread them out to more of the county so that people go into court with somebody watching them. One of the problems with the CPS and all of the juvenile court system is that they don't allow other people in there to see what's going on. So you have no record. They have no court reporters or anything, so you have no record. The other organizational members of our coalition has developed a form and a means, a file in court to allow you to be able, people to be able to record their hearings and to allow other people into those hearings. There are a lot of things that we're trying to do and that we've started to do to help change this system of inequity that we now have to fight again. This is like what the founding fathers had to do when they were going against England, because they were getting screwed over, and our people are getting screwed over. It's no longer, it's even gotten to the point where it's no longer as much of a racial issue as it has been in the past. Yes, that still does exist, but now, because of times and money, and the fact that everybody here represents money to the district attorney's office, to the public defender's office, to the judges, to the whole legal system, that's why you're standing here today. Because either you didn't have enough money to pay the right people, or the person against you had enough money to pay the right people.
That's right.
That's right.
Or to pay off the judges.
Yeah, that's what it is, to pay off the judges. We know a lot of the judges. We've been investigating, and we find out a lot of stuff about the judges. And we're going to be coming forward with that in some of our writs and some of our plans to issue citizens arrest complaints.
Arrest the judges now!
Arrest the judges now! Arrest the judges now! Arrest the judges now!
Arrest the judges now! Arrest the judges now! Arrest the judges now!
Arrest the judges now! I hope you heard what we're saying. We really mean what we're saying.
It's not a joke.
This is not a joke.
No.
Don't take it as a joke. I know to you that are listening and from inside that hear us. Don't take it for a joke. It is not a joke. This is a serious problem. And exactly.
Black Robe Thugs!
Black Robe Thugs. That's right. We are here to tell you that we are just the crest of the wave that's getting ready to come.
Just the beginning. Just the beginning.
This wave is going to turn into a tsunami to wash clean this corrupt county justice system. This system of injustice, which is, we can't say any more about how awful it is.
No more justice to the highest bidder.
Investigate Placergate!
Investigate Placergate! Investigate Placergate!
And so we stand here today.
Thank you for watching the Justice Reform Coalition. Please visit us at www.justicereformcoalition.org. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions or comments.